Everybody wanted a piece of that list. Everybody wanted to know the names on that list. Then when they gave us the names that were on that list, what did they do? They hurry up and gave you more Diddy. That's how they do. And they're doing that because they want to distract everybody. What do they want to distract everybody from? The wave of April. Now, April is not for Easter. A lot of religious people think April is just for Easter. Their savior. They're about to bring back their savior, you dig? Yakub, Jacob, whatever name you want to call him, Satan, Baphomet. They about to bring their savior out, and then all will be revealed. That's why they're doing this right now, right before Easter, or what you consider Easter, because it's a rite of passage. They're about to pass the baton to Jay-Z, make him the new Clyde Davis, which is the new ring bearer, aka gatekeeper. And then Jay-Z, being the new gatekeeper, will give LeBron the keys. That's why LeBron James, his name is on all these things. You want to know why? Because one of his residents were found exactly 750 meters, right, from one of the underground tunnels. Do your research, people in the comments, because I'm about to learn you. Now let's go to Queen before I retort back. Queen, how you feel about this?
Good morning. Good morning. So, I've been in some lives and I've been disappointed in a lot of the men because yes, Diddy has made an impression in our culture. The music has been good and all of that. And, I just hear a lot of black men saying, oh, we're rejoicing and taking a black man down, which I get, you know what I'm saying? We don't want to see it, but at the same time, remember what they have done and remember the marks that they have left on the victims, right? S-Aid is not something to play with. S-Aid is such a big deal. So I entered one live and the guy was basically saying, why didn't the victim speak out then? Why do the victims speak out after someone else speaks out? Well, let me just say, as a victim of SA myself, a lot of times you try to put it in the back of your mind because this is not something that you want to think about, but you also carry with your entire life. You carry it in the way that you date. You carry it in the way that you respond to men. When you're a victim of such heinous activities, it affects the way that you look at the opposite sex and the world itself. So, although they're saying, oh, we should not do this to this brother, what about the victims? What do you think it does to the victims long term? How do you think a victim forget about it when this is something that what happens in this world is cases come up and it's a friendly reminder of what happened to you? And so although you forgot about it for years, when other people talk about it, it brings all these feelings that you thought you did not, the feelings that you thought you were over, you thought you were healed from. And so why wouldn't I sue Diddy if he did me bodily harm, especially if he has money? Because now if I want justice for myself, I basically have to pay a lawyer. So why shouldn't I sue the person that took advantage of me in such a way financially? And a lot of people are saying, well, why are you suing for financials if it's emotionally damaged? Because we have no other way to deal with it. This man is a big person with a lot of ways to do you harm. So you can understand why a lot of women won't come up. You can understand why they're scared to do so. And, don't forget, it's been said that they have used drugs to drug people. Imagine going to a party innocently, drinking, because it doesn't necessarily mean you wanted to be with Diddy, but because you want to be around these celebrities, and who doesn't want to be around these celebrities, and you take a drink and you don't even realize that you've been drugged. So now you don't remember, but your body tells you something happened. You have been violated. So why do you not get to speak up? This is something that affects people on a day-to-day basis. And S8 is not a small subject. It is traumatizing. It is huge. It is something that it's like a black cloud that follows you. Sometimes that black cloud fades and then that black cloud come back and it's deeper, it's sadder, it's more depressing than ever. Some of these family members that essayed children, how could you forget about a father that essayed you? You understand what I'm saying? Not to get off the subject, but if you have a family member that essayed you and your mom don't want you to tell because she doesn't want your so-called father to be in jail because of what he did, how could you ever forget about that? How could you heal when your family member has done this to you, and every holiday it's a friendly reminder of what happened because family members still love this person that essayed you. Family
Facts.
members are still associated with the person that caused you so much harm, caused you so much like violation. Like, how are you supposed to feel? How are you supposed to get over that? Please do
Let
not
me
get
flip
on
it.
here.
Let
I'm
me
a
flip.
land.
Okay.
Please do not get on here and tell victims or survivors how they should feel, heal, and deal.
Facts. And before I go to Top Pickle, and then we're gonna go to Uptown. I want to keep that sentiment because that was spot on. I want to keep that sentiment for both sides because I think that SA is ridiculous. Of course, it is. We can't demean the role and the trauma that it puts on people who are victims of SA. I would like to challenge that there are way more, and this isn't to discredit what you're saying. That like really hear what I'm saying. The reason why I put this up the way I put this up is because the women are going ahead and they are pursuing rightfully for the damage that has been caused by Diddy. But I'm on the behalf of all of the male entertainers who also have been essayed by this clown and why their remembrance of being essayed by this clown and others at these parties is the reason why they have been afraid to speak out. Because I hear the women. It's a lot of victim blaming, victim shaming, a lot of finger pointing, and that's why they're scared to come out because they feel like it's going to be flipped and turned on them. That is absolutely wrong. But at that same token, men like Meek Mill and all these other rappers who have exchanged this nasty behavior for favors, it's coming back to bite them in the A as well. And I always say, get your clock out, get your textbook out, get your journal out, get your spiral, because it's a long list. I'm willing to bet 90% of all entertainers have pledged or have given up something to get where they're at, because that's the only way into the group. But Top Pickle, before I go my long dial tribe, let's get you up in here. What up, Pickle Power?
What's up? What's up? How's it going?
Another day in the life, brother.
All right. What y'all talking about? Surviving Diddy?
Yeah, absolutely. The Diddler. That's his super villain name, the Diddler.
Okay. I hear people using no Diddy instead of pause now.
No Diddy, no doubt.
Yeah. Let's see here. I think the biggest thing is all right. I think the biggest thing lately is that he is a symptom of a bigger problem. I think like hearing a lot of this stuff for years. The trust. If you even like for somebody like me, I used to make beats on the independent level. And so you would deal with people that cross. You would deal with people that would kind of deal certain on a certain, even on a certain basic level in the industry. And you would hear this stuff goes back 20 years. You would hear it. It's just it comes out now because, and this is the thing I've noticed beyond even just the entertainment industry in general. When a person's up, they kind of let a lot of stuff slide. They let a lot of stuff slide, kind of cover it up. And when they hit that decline, that's when everything comes out. And the biggest issue is that I I'm not defending him, but I'm thinking they getting him trying to cover up to keep the light from being fully shined on the rest of the music industry in general, of the types of acts that go on just to keep artists from just to get them to join the industry and also accept these unconscionable contracts. that we sort of say like it's a shame that you can't, because now we live in a now we're in an area where you can be more independent, and we even it's to the point where now we even when we break down to streaming, the labels work with the streaming platforms, and they put a kind of ceiling on what you could do as in terms of streaming, because once you hit a certain
Highly
amount of stream
regulated. Highly regulated.
because once you hit a certain level of streams as an independent artist, it calls into question whether your streams are fake. So now to achieve a certain level of success, you kind of got to do these weird rituals to just kind of get yourself in and get the money that you perceivably want to make. That's because it's perceived that you make a certain amount of money with when you take a label deal within the industry. That's not true. I mean, you can make a good living being independent. I think it's just that because I think the main thing we're kind of looking at a dying record industry because of the way the market is set up, and they're trying to fight to survive, and they trying to keep up the same traditions they always have. And the big problem is we live in an internet era where people are willing to talk, and I think the main thing is now in the last few years people are more willing to talk about their experiences more than before. And now with social media and especially TikTok and all these apps, we now look at it because back in the days you heard them and you would be like, okay, they're crazy, and everybody would be gaslighting them like, oh, you're crazy, this doesn't happen. Now we seeing everybody's stories the same and they're like, oh, this is real. And I land there.
Big facts, big guy, big facts. Appreciate you for joining and hanging out with us. Uptown Groove, how you feel about this?
Man, I think it's sick all the way around, brother. I think everybody a part of this is sick individuals. You know what I mean? It's everything about this situation is nasty, man. It's crazy, man. And for it to be a black man, it's very detrimental to the community for real. You know, especially one of our top